welcome back to Simply Women's Health with CJ. Today we're going to talk about hyperemesis gravidarum, or HG. Shout out to my subscriber who contacted me and requested information on this topic. It is a condition in which I am very familiar. I had HG with both of my pregnancies, which is in all likelihood why I only have 2 children. HG is, what is it? It is basically morning sickness that is really, really, really bad. Morning sickness is very common. 80% of pregnant women report nausea and vomiting in the first trimester of pregnancy. You have a lot of hormones that are keeping that pregnancy going. Those hormones do have some side effects. Right around 13 weeks, the placenta has finished developing. It takes over the pregnancy, and those hormone levels will start to taper off. So most women say that they feel a lot better in the second trimester than they did in the first trimester. A small percentage of patients, approximately 2%, will report nausea, which does not improve over time. Some of these women will even have nausea right up until the day that they deliver. That is a condition, again, called hyperemesis gravidarum. So what causes it? We don't actually know what causes hyperemesis gravidarum. We do know that there are some people who are more susceptible to it than others. If you have had HG in a previous pregnancy, if your mom or your sister had HG, then you are more likely to get it yourself. If you are carrying multiples, you've got twins or you've got triplets, if you have a history of migraines, if you get motion sick, you too are at greater risk to get hyperemesis gravidarum during your pregnancy. So how do you know you have it? Women with HG typically vomit at least 3 times a day. They can have headaches, they can feel weak, they can feel lightheaded. To get the diagnosis, we do see a 5% weight loss. What's a 5% weight loss? If your pre-pregnancy weight was 150 pounds and you lose 5% of your weight, that's 7.5 pound weight loss. So what are we going to do about it? First things first, we try to make just some lifestyle changes. Small, frequent meals throughout the day. Dry toast, cereal, crackers, rice, potatoes, things that are gentle on your stomach. Studies are showing that if you add a little bit of protein to those carbohydrates, you actually sustain your feeling the anti-nausea for a little bit longer. There are some products, ginger. Ginger is a natural antiemetic. You can do ginger tea, ginger ale, ginger snaps, peppermints. Peppermints help as well. There are some over-the-counter lozenges called Preggy Pops. Those some people do really, really well with those. There are some over-the-counter medications, vitamin B6, Unisum, Benadryl. Before you take any medications, though, I highly recommend that you check with your OB provider. Probably the most important part of conservative treatment is maintaining adequate hydration. Now, some people just absolutely cannot stomach water. So I tell those patients popsicles, Jell-O, soup, anything that is a liquid at room temperature can help maintain adequate hydration. Recommend you steer clear of anything that, any of your triggers. Stay away from greasy foods, spicy foods. Stay away from foods that are high in fat. Some people can't tolerate being in the car because of the smell of the exhaust. So try to minimize the amount of time you spend in the car. Personally, I had an aversion to anything red. All red foods were out of the question for me. The one thing that did work for me during my pregnancy was at night I would open up a Coca-Cola and put a straw in it, and then in the morning I would sip on the Coke and eat some Rice Chex cereal. That, for whatever reason, that really helped for me. And the thing I always tell my patients, if something sounds good to you, go ahead and eat it. In my case, it was toasted sourdough bread. I just couldn't get enough toasted sourdough bread. So when do you get concerned? I get concerned if you have gone greater than 24 hours without being able to eat or drink anything. I get concerned if your urine is dark in color. I get concerned if you are lightheaded and passing out, you have feelings of confusion. Those are things that you need to contact your provider. There are some medications that can be given that really do help with those, with the nausea. In some cases, your provider may want to provide fluid from an IV. You may even find yourself in the hospital getting IV fluid just so that you can, again, help with that hydration. Here's the good news. HG does resolve when you have the baby. And babies born to women who have HG tend to be very healthy. Mama's feeling like absolute yuck, but that little baby is doing absolutely fine in there. One last thing that I will leave you with after you have your baby, please make sure that you make an appointment to see your dentist. The hydrochloric acid in your vomit does wear down the enamel of your teeth, and it can actually cause damage to the teeth. So please have those evaluated after you have that baby. Hi, if you're still here, thanks so much for sticking around through the entire video. If you feel as though this information has been helpful to you, or you think you know somebody that might benefit from the information provided in these videos, please feel free to like it, share it, and if you haven't already subscribed, I would love it if you did that. Any and all support that you can provide is so greatly appreciated. As always, these videos were not created as a replacement for a visit with your healthcare provider, rather as a place for you to come for basic, reliable information that is non-biased and hopefully allow you to figure out what questions to ask your healthcare provider at your next visit to best meet your healthcare needs. Again, I appreciate all of your support. If you want to contact me, my information is at the top of this screen, and I will put it in the comment section of this video. That's all I have for today. This is CJ. I'm at your cervix.